Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's Hooded Out here. Today we've got kind of a different style of video for you. It's more of a vlog discussion type video. We're not doing any types of pack opening in this video, just kind of tossing around ideas and discussing what we are excited about with the expansions for Sun and Moon that have been added to the trading card game. Just touching on a couple of gameplay mechanics, stuff like that. We jotted down a couple of little ideas. Nothing is scripted. It's just we have some discussion points that we'd like to try and touch on. I'm joined by my team here. We've got Ryder. We've got Corey. What are you guys excited about with the Sun and Moon expansion?
Well, number one is, of course, the art. The art in the new set is just, to me, beautiful, and I love the new Alolan cards, the artwork on those.
That's honestly, that happens to be one of my very. I love the artwork as well on any set that gets added to the card game. That's one of the things I like.
I honestly like the actual new Pokemon. I think they did a decent to great job on them because it's like I feel like they're more diverse, I guess you could say, because it's like with Pokemon you had a lot of the kind of same similar looking Pokemon, and like these they kind of went left field, which is kind of interesting, and also I think it's just cool. I like the new Pokemon. Gen.
With X and Y and Sun and Moon,
Yeah.
they've added fewer Pokemon, but they've added better quality, I think, overall. Like, just the design-wise of some of them.
Give, say the three starters, for an example. Like, these are the first three starters I've seen, in my personal opinion, just by looking at, say, Incineroar, Decidueye, Primarina, right? Pronouncing that right? They all have their own, just looking at them, you can see their own personalities. And it gives them more character and depth to it, and that's what I find very interesting about the new Set 7.
One thing I want to say, it kind of moves away from the TCG, but with the actual video games, the story on Sun and Moon, no spoilers, but the story was so much more in depth than any of the stories in any of the prior games. In all the other ones, it was just you face this gym, you get all 8 badges, you face the league, you become the champion, you catch all the Pokemon. In this one, there's actually a slightly better story to it.
Yeah.
They get rid of the same old song and dance type deal.
Yeah.
But it's still there at the same time because you're still basically collecting gym badges and facing the league, but it's not.
Well, I mean, the start, and even with the more recent Pokemon games, Black, White, XY, I think I don't know if it changed in Ruby and Sapphire. I didn't play that one.
Those played just like
don't set me on fire
third
on YouTube,
ones.
But from those, besides that one, even the starting, because a lot of the old gen Pokemon games, it was wake up, your mom sends you to go get a Pokemon by Professor or whoever, and you do that, and then you got a jerk or whoever is like, I could beat you, and that's your whole drive to play the game, is being the best, in which that's all what Pokemon's about, but it's nice to have more depth and story to kind of feel of the character instead of I'm just doing this one repetitive thing.
Yeah. I really hope that they kind of keep with this kind of storytelling aspect with future games. Nintendo, if you're listening, you did a good job as far as storytelling aesthetics.
Character too, that's also very interesting. Because when you're playing the TCG, it's like I'm my own trainer. I'm playing what Pokemon I feel like I would have in real life kind of situation. So be able to create your own character in the game is kind of like getting that same feeling of this is me. I'm a trainer. These are the Pokemon I'm in love with, and I'm gonna fight to my hardest to be the most powerful, whatever. But that's you, essentially.
I agree 100%.
With red or blue. Okay, cool. Whatever.
With X and Y, that was one of my favorite features, and I loved seeing it return in Sun and Moon. Moving back to the artwork, we set aside a few of the cards from the new expansion, the Sun and Moon base set, that we really thought deserved some mention. First one up, we have Pyukumuku. Me, with this card, I really love the kind of color scheme that they've got going on.
The black
with
the
the
red.
artwork. With the artwork,
Yeah.
with the kind of like neon pink and black, and then you got a beautiful little sandy beach
Well,
right
I mean,
there.
with the black and I get what is that hot pink? It looks red from right here, but it gives great contrast since it is a water type to the blue,
Oh yeah.
the massive blue on the card. So the great broken up contrast, it's good to the eye. So I like that.
I really do see this card being used possibly as a supporter for some of the other Pokemon in the trading card games, such as Umbreon
Yeah.
and Espeon GX, because of its ability. It's actually a really good card. Whenever it's KO'd, you put 60 damage counters on the active Pokemon or the attacking Pokemon.
Which is interesting because a lot of new in the new set, a lot of Pokemon have that ability or attack.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think I'm running a couple Pokemon that do roughly the same thing where I have them. I pulled some.
Yeah, the Gengars from the set that we're going to be coming out of
Yeah.
with Creepshow and everything.
Oh, that's my favorite Gengar of all time.
It's a very nice card. Gengar, you guys, y'all have seen my trade binder and stuff. You know that all the actual trade Pokemon from the first generation get a lot of love from me. Gengar and Golem and Alakazam, top 3 easily from first gen. We actually have, this is the Gengar we're referring to, with Sinister Fog and Creepshow.
That art though,
It's beautiful. It really is. And that goes back to what I was saying a second ago about each set has really beautiful art, and that's one of the things that I really like to look at whenever the set first comes out, is the different artwork. Next, we have Wishy Washy. This, in the games,
He's so depressed though.
well, they didn't give him his best form, dude. He has not assumed his final form yet.
So, it's Frieza.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Again, with the artwork, I love the contrast and how they kind of did like a deep underwater feel with his artwork.
Like, okay. If anybody knows anything about Wishy Washy, or knows what, if you don't, sorry, spoiler, is his first form is...
He's got the ability in the video games, he's got the ability schooling.
Which is interesting, because it's just a school of Wishy Washies, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And the fact that card, he's a single Wishy Washy, and he's so sad because...
He doesn't have all his friends hanging around.
The school, exactly, and it, I kind of...
Which Wishy Washy is my personal favorite right now about Sun and Moon, because
cool.
his school form is just menacing.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I see it in future expansions. I see the possibility of a Wishy Washy GX and it being his school form.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly either as a stage 1 or an ability that pulls Wishy Washy school form from the deck, and then maybe he goes back to the basic version if he hits like 30 health or something like that, or has so many damage counters on him. That's something interesting. I really want to see how they play that one out. Moving on, I'm going to do these two at one time because they're the same evolutionary line. We've got Cosmog, and we've got Cosmoem.
Yeah, I like the art. Mainly, my thing with Cosmog in general that bums me out is, I mean, we all know they turn into Still Galileo and the other one.
Lunala.
Yeah. Before this even dropped, when I saw Cosmog, I was like, oh, cool, we're getting like a new Pokemon kind of like Weezing and...
Ghastly.
Ghastly, really?
Coughing.
Coughing.
I was... Because...
well, I mean, he resembles Ghastly also with being gaseous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see that too, but like, it'd be interesting to see like a new kind of version of that Pokemon wheezing and coughing because I haven't seen a floating get like.
If I'm not mistaken, and you might have to do a Google search on it, but I believe there was actually some early concept art for an Alolan version of coughing and wheezing, where instead of getting a second head like the
Yeah.
current Kanto wheezing does,
Yeah.
he got a chimney, a smokestack instead.
That'd be interesting.
It was kind of interesting. He wasn't the favorite out of the supposed Alolans. Like I was looking forward to seeing an Alolan, Alakazam and
That would be
Arcanine.
interesting.
Like there was one floating around on the internet about Arcanine looking kind of like a shark and becoming a water type, which I love original Arcanine. I wasn't super thrilled about the typing, but the art looked really cool.
Mhm.
Moving on, we've got Alolan Grimer.
Okay, this is probably like one of my most favorites. Not due to he looks like an oil spill, and I like the reason why he's one of my more of my favorites of the Alolan version is if anybody keeps up with the news or anything like that, we've had oil spill problems in America.
Tons of them.
Exactly.
Tons
So I
of
find
them.
it very ironic that Japan printed or made the new Grimer kind of like an oil spill because that's exactly what it resembles. If you see an oil spill or oil in the water, it's that rainbow color. So I find that very, 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 very ironic and hilarious to me because it's kind of like, but it also brings attention to the problems that we also do have. So that's cool.
With Alolan Grimer and Muck, I do like the artwork on the cards, but as far as the cards are concerned, I think I like
Muck and
Alolan Muck more
Yeah.
so for his ability because I foresee him being very playable,
Mhm.
kind of as I believe it's ability lock that
Yeah.
he's got for his ability.
I think so.
His ability is called Power of Alchemy on the card, and I believe it's essentially an ability lock, prevents the abilities of basic Pokemon,
Mhm.
which could be very useful.
Mhm.
Maybe not currently, but with future set releases. Next, we have Toucannon.
Which I'm just go ahead and say I hate Toucannon. Like it's just a toucan. There's nothing special about it.
Man, why you rustling his jimmies, man?
His jimmies need to be rustled.
He needs to have an ability called Fruit Loops.
Oh,
Fruit
There,
Loops.
there we go with the Fruit Loops jokes. If he didn't hit it, I was going to. You got Toucan Sam right here.
He needs
I
to,
go on.
he needs to have another form, and he just like it's just toucanon with two smaller toucans and just a bowl of cereal.
With the card itself, I love the colors on it. I think it's a very bright and vibrant card, as far as the colors are concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, the art's nice on it. Just
Toucan, he's not really one of my favorites either. I don't think in the game itself I evolved one to complete my Pokédex, but I don't think I used him outside of doing that.
Yeah.
He's subpar. However, for the TCG, he's actually really decent, I think, because
He's
you've got
runnable, yeah.
especially if you're running just Sun and Moon
Budget
right now,
or like a
budget.
Sun and Moon budget deck or something like that.
Like he's got 140 HP. He does Beak Blast, does 100. He does Beak Blast for 100. Flip a coin if heads your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. He's viable if you're running budget or Sun and Moon only type decks right now. Next we have Araquanid.
I love
Not
this
one of my
Pokemon.
favorites, but
I love this Pokemon.
Corey loves this Pokemon.
I like him from the game, even though I can't say I've played it. I know I'm gonna burn for that. But which is funny why I like Aquanid, because I'm absolutely terrified of spiders. But the interesting part of how he has it's just a normal spider with water bubble around his head or like a dome, so it's sandy from SpongeBob as a spider to me.
No, but there's a level of realism to that because if you put a spider like underwater, it has air bubbles on it that it uses to breathe. So it's like a reverse stat.
Why are you getting that close to spiders?
No, I mean I've seen videos.
If I'm gonna,
no, I hate spiders too. They scare me to death.
How to Lose Your Best Friend? Just let him know you know a lot about spiders and. Just have him question you. That's how you lose your best friend, guys.
It's really cool because it's like a water spider that's coming onto land, so it has a water bubble to breathe.
Yeah,
That's
because water
cool.
spiders can walk on water. Well, it's essentially use their legs to walk, like float on water, which is cool. So, yeah, I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
I like the card. I think the card's playable as well. To me, personally, I don't know if he's playable professionally, but.
Now we're going to move on to probably my least favorite Sun and Moon Pokemon, like, that was added into, not an Alolan form or anything, but one of my least favorites. I like the artwork on the card itself, but Crabrawler, for me, he looks so goofy. He's got that dopey eye where he's been punched one too many times in the face.
It's Rocky if you were a Pokemon.
True.
I mean, the card, to me, like, he just looks like if you're going to play this card, it should be a constant reminder of why you should not do drugs and stay in school. Because to me, he just looks like he's on something, and the only reason why, I don't know, he just looks like he's on something.
He's that thug Pokemon.
He's not even a thug.